crazy for them. It was an event in Dublin that was quite recently. Me, and funnily enough, I think me and Robbie were actually there together.
It wouldn't, not Crackdown. Maybe the Arcadian?
No, not the
Turf
Arcadian.
War?
Turf War. No, not a Turf War either.
I can't remember. Level 1?
Level 1, that was it!
That was years ago.
I know!
I'm sorry, you're thinking of Sam.
Yes, I was.
Sam.
I was.
Sam beat Natoru.
Yeah.
Yeah, he beat Natoru at that very same event.
I remember.
Yeah, he's retired now.
Well, hey, you're going to end on a high. That's what I'm talking about. As we are going to get into this game, my dear Galaxy, was it? Galaxy EJ?
Yep, Evan's
Fantastic.
fine,
Evan EJ. Well, we can be Evan. We're quite close, I think.
Yeah. What's your name?
Dave. Or Nut Roast, some would say.
Oh, Nut
Whatever
Roast.
You want to go for.
I know your tag, yeah.
Well, tell me what you were looking at. We've got Captain Falcon versus a little Shulk action. What are we dealing with, my dear?
Yeah, so this looks really... immediately out of the gate, I'm thinking this is difficult for Falcon, because how are you getting past that big old sword? You know, like, what are you doing?
Well, agree to disagree, perhaps. I do have an interesting take, which is that obviously you can see Robbie's neutral is a very unique sort of neutral, which is holding space and holding down, but it's very preemptive, which means it's weird. You wouldn't think that patience is a word that you go for when playing Falcon, because you do want to keep the pressure on and just keep that fucking fire just absolutely burning. But if Robbie is going to preempt everything that someone who can make 50 moves a minute is going to do, then you can obviously break through that neutral wall. And so I totally agree with you, Evan. I think that on paper this matchup should be quite difficult for Falcon, but we can see an explosive opening from dear Backpack, but a spike comes through.
Okay, I get where you're coming from, because also Shulk is quite slow frame data wise. He doesn't really want to be up close boxing with people, and Falcon definitely wants to be in your face just mashing buttons. So there is a lot of give and take with this matchup. I do think, again, on paper, Shulk should probably have the advantage, but as I'm being disproven live, BackpackTV doesn't give a fuck. Just ripping that knee out of nowhere.
Absolutely ridiculous catch, but a great net from Robbie to catch that tech roll. And this thing, we both use that phrase on paper because, fundamentally, ones and zeros, this should make sense. But what we're watching at is two geezers just absolutely smacking each other up. They've had a couple of Stellars, and they're ready for a little bit of London fucking nonsense, mate.
But that's also just who Shulk is. Shulk is Mr. On Paper. You know, he's potential man.
I completely agree. You're so right.
He should be one of the best characters in the game, but his player base, and yes, I'm including you, Robbie.
Damn, crazy hating.
Just can't get the most out of him. It's Shulk, Marth, and I don't know. There's a third character in there somewhere where it's like this guy should be
Sheik?
much.
Mewtwo?
Yeah, Sheik.
Sheik, I think is another one.
It's Shulk, Marth, and Sheik. The three of them should be a lot better than they actually are, but they just aren't. You know what I mean? Because it's not that easy.
It just ain't that simple. However, I was mentioning before the fact that both of these carries are quite read heavy, quite download heavy, but they do punish in different ways.
Yeah.
And so this is where things are getting interesting, because the longer it goes, it's like a timer. The longer it goes, the easier it's going to be for Robbie to pick up these habits and basically adjust and sort of meld to the pace of this match. I think that's the thing with Shulk, because you're, like you mentioned, it's very frame data heavy, incredibly read heavy. You have so many multifaceted options to change your stats that it becomes very, very important to watch your opponent over a prolonged period of time. And as it was quite explosive an opening for Backpack, Robbie is finding his way back in. It's not pretty, though. 131 against 4. Evan, I don't know about this one, buddy.
Yeah, and Falcon is very similar in that playstyle, where a lot of his kill moves, they are kind of slow. He has up B out of shield, but that doesn't kill till ridiculously late. But so many of his other options, they do rely on these read options of just trying to figure out what your opponent is doing and reacting to that or countering what your opponent is choosing to do. So knee, any of his smash attacks, even down B, they will all kill eventually.
You're entirely right, but a beautiful
reversal.
reversal.
You see you get hit just like that with the up B.
It's crazy. Great reversal coming out. The shield comes out. A little bit of a panic option, but unfortunately, Backpack does drift slightly out. Not able to punish the speed. Almost is a death sentence for Robbie. Robbie has one more chance, Evan, to find a kill, but it's not impossible as the tilt does come out. Buster is here. There's a clash.
Jesus, he lives. Oh, and the up air is going to take it. There we go. Game one going to BackpackTV. Christ, what a close game.
That was a really close game, right? I was very impressed with how quickly that pendulum swung.
Again, I think I'm right. I don't want to toot my own horn.
Speak your truth.
I don't want to toot my own horn.
Stand on business.
You said that,
toot that horn.
It could be different. On paper it's close, but maybe in reality it's not as close. But yeah, there we go. It was close to Captain Falcon there, taking game 1. So we're going to run it back on a small battlefield. I mean, we're not going to see any such characters.
I don't think so, not at all. These two are tried and tested.
Be very surprised if we saw anything other than Shulk Falcon here with game 2.
So we can do. What do you reckon? I think it's a smooth run through by our dear Backpack. Or do you think RobbieAK going to continue that download? Is he on LimeWire? Is this kilobytes per second, or is this we're going to get something a little bit more? Going to get a little Ethernet in there. What do you
Robbie
think?
gives me LimeWire vibes, and here we go with the speed art straight out the gate. Speed art straight out the gate. Quick 31 for Robbie, and yeah, continuing that now with the jump art. Of course, BackpackTV, not just going to sit there and take that. He's getting these odd hits in here and there. Nice spot dodge, avoiding the up B, and just continuing this continuous pressure.
Yeah, tough one from Robbie there. Doesn't actually sort of punish that obvious air dodge. Instead, tries to read a jump from shield. But the dash attack is brilliantly read right now, as you can struggle. I think Backpack is really struggling to get down to the ground when they're thrown into the air. Not that Shulk is a juggler by any means, but you can see they're really panic air dodging. They want to get down so they can play that burst a lot more consistently. And I think that is something Robbie can take advantage of.
That's exactly what we're talking about. That big air dodge off the stage, surprisingly making it back. But yeah, I think Backpack is very comfortable playing their own game, and the second Robbie kind of gets a handle on neutral and is able to control the pace of the game, Backpack panics a bit.
Yeah, a lot of hard reads coming out from Robbie, really trying to abuse this drift coming out from Backpack. But again, you have to punish the fact that they really want safety, can't you? They are really... Mashing feels disingenuous to say, but they are constantly trying to reset neutral as fast as possible, because that is where they are the most comfortable. And now, they've been forced off to the side, and what looked so comfortable for Robbie for so long has been turned on them. 145 as the grab does come out to equalize, but damn, Evan, what am I looking at?
I get what you're saying with like mashing. Just say mashing feels disingenuous, but I think we gotta reappropriate the term. You know what I mean? Where it's like there are a lot of characters. I'm a Ness main. Like I play Ness. Trust me. There's plenty of times where mashing is the most apt descriptor, and it's not even in a bad way. It's just that's what this character does.
It's about pace.
It's you've got good buttons, you've got good pace, and you know that if you just press those buttons in the right order, you're gonna be in a comfortable position at the end of the day. And Ness definitely does that a lot, so I'm more than comfortable. And Jesus Christ, that up B killed.
That up B was an absolute death sentence for our dear RobbieAK, as back against the wall, the pace of this Falcon is just too much to deal with.
Yeah, Robbie's sitting here on his tournament stock. If he doesn't clutch up, this could be the end of RobbieAK 47 at DAT Meltdown 137?
I think it's 347 or 341 there might be. But your guess is as good as mine, my dear.
I saw 3 numbers on a screen somewhere earlier, and I'm kind of just running with that.
That's what I like to hear. Confidence, baby. Come on.
We haven't had a weekly in Ireland run nearly this long. The longest one we have is the Runny Weeklies out in Galway, and they're at almost 150, and they've been going for about 4 years. So,
they're from Galway. My family's from County Cork. Yeah, beautiful. Well, there you go.
Those aren't even remotely the same place.
I know. Alas, all I can do is...
Oh, this might kill... No, he's all good. No, Cork's a lovely place, but everyone from Cork thinks that Cork should be the real capital of Ireland. It's not. It's basically just Dublin light, but everyone from Cork is like...
I really...
It's the real capital, boy. It's not. It's...
Well, I really do adore the downward trend of like different parts of Ireland thinking that they are the true heir, and then someone else thinking that they're full of absolute bastards. It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, like I think every different part of Ireland has those people, but it's specifically Cork where they're known for it, where they're like, yeah, sure, it's a true capital, boy, and it's like, it's just worse Dublin, and like that's a very low bar. Dublin's not a great place. Also, the Nair killed and the Backpack wins. Insane work. Alas, we were chatting about the beauty of Southern Ireland. But all right, our rambling aside, well played to Backpack, and also well played to Robbie. I think he was making the best one. Making good headway. Maybe if it was a 5-game, there would have been a bit more download there. But I think Robbie just got a bit lost in the sauce. I think lost in the pace that Falcon was setting. He needs to control that pace himself. Yeah, because that's the thing with Shulk, is that he does have these enormous hitboxes and these enormous disjoints to keep people out and to play his own game, but they're slow, you know? Like, Falcon is a really quick character. He wants to get in there and he wants to just smack the ever-living out of you.
Well, I think you've nailed it with that description, which is Shulk wants to keep people out. But what we were seeing wasn't Robbie holding space and creating a wall.
He's not quick enough to do that.
Yeah, instead he was just running in and trying to force the action and the onus on to Backpack to respond to.
Yeah.
Falcon just has